company Kitco. Their machines are here, excavators, scrapers, right? Actually, when I was in trucking, right, I moved these a couple of times.
Turn right onto Country Hills Boulevard Northeast.
There's gonna be something big is here.
Continue on Country Hills Boulevard Northeast for 6 kilometers.
Yeah, I'm going downtown with a very big delivery. But yeah, look at this guy. Wow. I am faster. I think it's a woman. So anybody can do this. And I try to apply, see, like they have rock trucks. Okay, I cannot do the excavator, but the rock trucks, come on. I can drive these with my eyes closed, you know, literally. No, applied everywhere before I got this job. Nobody, like, it's funny. All you need for this, like technically you need class 5 license, which is a regular license that you need to drive your car because it's an off-road vehicle, right? You don't need anything special. People jump into these with no training. But the only thing I'm not sure about, you know, even if somebody would hire me, imagine there's an excavator, right? So these guys do a circle, maybe a kilometer long, right? So they come to the excavator loads them, they drag that dirt to the other end of the field, they come back, and they do that 12 hours a day. Of course they're getting probably, I'm guessing, 30 bucks an hour, of course Canadian because we're in Canada. So 30 bucks an hour plus overtime, you know, I'm guessing they make $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, you know. But 12 hours a day you drag dirt in one field, you know. At least here I'm driving somewhere, like, you know, I'm going all over places, you know. Yeah, so forget it. Yeah, that's why, you know, like that job I had in Drumheller, yeah, it was, to be honest, it was depressing because you're there for 12 hours, and especially when you have to beg them for a task because there was such chaos. Like, okay, what can I do? You know, like I'm an honest guy. I don't want to be sitting somewhere playing with my phone. Just give me a job to do, right? And they get annoyed because, you know, some skid steer guy calls them asking for a job, like a task. So what are we doing? So anyway, but I did make $8 grand a month. So in 2 months I made $60,000. I don't know where they went, but where it went, but, you know, I have nothing to show for it except, you know, the safety boots and these clothes that I bought for that job. But anyway, about the load, so imagine it took like 1 hour to load. So we start 6:45, so I did the quick inspection, filled out my logbook. Well, actually we don't have logbooks, the inspection book, pre-trip inspection. Yeah, you don't need a logbook. That's another beauty for this because it's a city driving. No logbook is required, so no e-log, no paper log. But usually it takes, I don't know, you know, 15-20 minutes, and I'm out of there usually like at 7:30, and I usually come back after the first trip around 9. So basically one trip takes like a couple of hours, right? Then I do another one before lunch, and 2-3 more depending how long they are after lunch. So yeah, usually like, but now it took an hour to secure and load everything because I have 4 deliveries. No, 3. Yeah, I have 3 pieces of paperwork. So one guy rented a stump grinder and a trencher. The other guy rented a 40-foot extension ladder which is 20 feet long because it has two sections, 20 and then another 20 on top of it, but 20-foot long ladder. So I had to ask a guy to help me carry it because I was pretty far from where the ladders are stored. And that's not all. And then I have a scissor lift. So of course, scissor lift is the easiest. I loaded it first in reverse order, right? So, you know, that's the trick you have to remember, right? So they give me these 3 delivery sheets. So I put them backwards. Like number 1 will be the last to load, and then number 2 and number 3 is the first. Yeah, so let's say the scissor lift is supposed to be my last delivery, so I loaded it first, closer to the truck, right? Then you load second delivery, which was the ladder. I put it on the side. And then my first delivery, that's where I'm going now, is this trencher and stump grinder. It's at the back of the truck. So, but because these are such sketchy machines, you know, they have wheels and they're very difficult to secure. So on that trencher I have 2 chains and 1 strap, I think. And then on the stump grinder I couldn't use chains because it's too light, so I just used 2 straps and I pushed them into each other, you know, so that they're blocked. So anyway, it's not a good load for a flatbed, you know. Something like this, like these machines, actually we usually carry them, like that trencher and the ladder, everything except the scissor lift that's on my truck now, that's for a pickup truck. Except, no, yeah, it would fit, like the trencher, and then you load the stump grinder, and then the ladder goes on top, because on the pickup truck we have a frame behind the cab, right, that where you can put the front of the ladder, and then the rear rests on the tailgate. You know, there's some, first I was not sure, like, how do you carry these humongous 20-foot long ladders? So you have to ask a lot of questions, you know, when you start. But now pretty much today I only had to ask for help once because I couldn't start that trencher. Like, I checked, okay, the power button is on, the choke is on, the fuel is on, because there's a, you know, it's like a lawnmower, right? So there's choke, fuel, and there's a button on off. And I pull that thing and nothing happens, not even a sneeze, you know. So I knew that something is wrong. I tried another one, same story. So I go ask one guy, he says, did you turn on the second on button? I'm like, holy, I forgot about that one. I said, why do they need so many buttons? Basically there's 2 buttons on off, and they both have to be on, otherwise the machine would not start. There's one on the side and one on the front, and I forgot about the one on the front. And when you're standing in the back and you're pulling that cord, you don't see that button, you know, because it's on the panel facing away from you. And so this guy comes over. Right away he can see the problem. He says, you have to flip this one. Pulls the cord, boom, the machine starts immediately. So thank you, sir. In other news, so as I mentioned in the comment in the community section there, the check I got from the lending company finally got unfrozen. I was checking every day. I see the money, it shows the amount, but then it says available, shows like 700 bucks. That's
600 meters. Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto 14th Street.
that's all that's available. And then finally, yeah, and they told me Monday before midnight it'll be released. The hold will be released. So I checked Monday night, nothing.
Use the left 2 lanes
Then
to turn left onto 14th Street Northwest.
I get up at 5:30 on Tuesday, which is yesterday, and I check my account. Finally, the amount showing and amount available are the same number. The big number, $5 million. No, I'm kidding. I wish. Yeah, some guy just won a lottery twice. Can you believe this? Some guy, but it's not like a lot, but he won like 150 grand, and then 3 months later he won 230,000. Some people have all the luck.
Continue on 14th Street Northwest for 13 kilometers.
13 kilometers through lights, but this is the fastest route now because of the mess on Deerfoot Trail, Highway 2. So now I'm going south, and here we have this, my favorite 30-kilometer-an-hour school zone. So yeah, right away, since I had some spare time, so I paid off some sent money to some credit cards, some lines of credit where I was late with the payment. Paid off 2 guys I borrowed money from back in March, and added 50 bucks for each of them as a bonus. And guess what? Both of these guys returned 50 bucks. Like the first guy says, "Oh, no, we are friends. You don't charge interest. Friends don't charge each other interest." And he sent it back to me. And then the other guy says the same thing. He says it was an interest-free loan. Sends me back that 50 bucks. So and then I get like 350 bucks from a freight broker. Turns out I gave him a couple of referrals. You know, when people were asking me for quotes and stuff like that to move some machinery, I said, hey, I don't do this anymore, but he's a friend of mine who works as freight broker. Maybe he can help you. And turns out those guys did end up booking a couple of loads with my friend. And when I sent him this money, he says, "Oh, by the way, I forgot that I owe you a referral fee." Oh, cool. And so yesterday after work, I drove downtown and I got high-end specialty lens for my camera. That's like the best lens you can buy for the money for wedding photography, like wedding, portraits, events. I discovered that one online when I was watching some videos a few weeks ago, and I had this crazy idea that when I get the money, maybe I should get it. It's kind of like investment into my photography business, because I do get assignments, you know. Like Calgary is great. I never was able to make any money with photography when I was in Ontario, but here, see, I did last year, right? I did that maternity photo shoot, like pregnant lady with her husband. I did Stampede breakfast. And also this year I did a Christmas party, like a corporate Christmas party. And just 2 weeks ago I did a photo shoot at a clinic. A guy that owns the medical clinic asked me to take some photos of his employees, right? And now this Saturday I'm doing a small wedding. And so I thought I really should you know, impress people with some quality photography, so that, you know, because the best, even though they found me on Instagram, but the best way to get new clients is through word of mouth, right, with photography. And so I really want to impress the heck out of them with my photos on Saturday. Give them, like, I don't know, like, I think they said it's 3:30 to 6:30. So I'm guessing it's some kind of not a big dinner party, but I think it's like a house. Like, there's no church. I'm guessing they will be coming from church, and it's basically what they will be doing, the bride and groom, what they will be doing at home. I'm guessing like a small party for friends and family. I don't know. They didn't tell me. But I got the equipment. I got 3 lenses. I got my nice little Nikon 6 ZZ6 II. So this camera made me a lot of money. Like other cameras I had, never could do anything. This one, like a little money maker, you know. And we're driving past Nose Hill Park on the right. Sometimes I go here to do some hiking, but it's been a while. Yeah, that's where you can. This is 64 Ave, and I'm on 14th Street. So this is where you go. You can park, and people bring their dogs, or they bike here, but it's very difficult because the hills are pretty big. I was just using my those, you know, walking poles I have. Yeah, I should probably come here this weekend, but Saturday I'm doing the wedding, and I haven't done any Uber this week yet. Well, what's it? Today's Tuesday, right? No, today's Wednesday. And so I got that lens. It was in stock. The payment went through. Everything is good. And then I came home, and I've been talking to this gentleman in Toronto from an accordion store, and he helped me find like a slightly used accordion. And on their website you can actually hear, like they have samples. Like first they show you pictures, and then there's somebody playing. They don't show the face, but you can actually hear that particular instrument when, you know, in action, so to speak. And this one seemed to be the best used deal because it's refurbished. And I was also watching the bellows, you know, how much he moves the bellows, because the weak spot of all these used instruments is compression. You know, bellows start leaking air, and that's a bad thing, and bellows are very expensive to fix. And so I go on the website, and they allow you to sort all the instruments, like featured, you know, high price to low price to high price, newest arrivals. And so I sorted them highest to lowest, because my thinking was, of course, you know, you get what you pay for. And the highest was, I think, like $5,000, even used ones. And then I come to this one. This one was like 2,700, yeah. And I asked him about this. He says, yeah, it's in great shape. New one like this, made in Italy, is $7,500. And so I said, can we do 2,500? He says, no, but I can take off $100 and I can give it to you for 2,600. I said, great. And so he says, you want me to mark it as sold so that nobody buys it? Because I explained to him, I said, I have to wait till I have the money, but it's frozen. And so he put it, he changed the status to sold. And then he says, let me know when you're ready, and I'll put it back online so you can buy it on their website. And yesterday morning I sent him a message. I said, I'm working until 5 probably, if you, my time, so that's 7 in Toronto. So if you could mark it as available at the end of the day, then I can buy it. And he sends me back a message. He says, I'll mark it as available at 6:30 my time, which is 8:30 my time. No, wait, it's 6:30. We are backwards. 6:30, that's 4:30 here. Yeah, and so when I came back from that camera store trip, went online, bought that accordion, so shipping was like 80 bucks. But these guys are very good, and I know now that I can trust them because I had that previous one. I also, it's the same store in Toronto. I bought that previous black accordion, like also the used one. And inside, when we open it, inside it's like brand new because they change everything. They change reeds, buttons, you know, everything. Look at this guy. Is he gonna at least wave at me? No, he doesn't care. Well, then I'm not going this lady over here. One at a time, that's it. And here we have a police station, so gotta watch your speed here. So yeah, things are moving, and I set aside money for my hail damage. I still hope they will pay me. But I have that huge deductible over there, right? So I set that money aside. So now October 10 is when I'm doing the second appraisal, because I still cannot believe this, that they're saying the dents are too deep, deeper than what they usually see. Unbelievable, you know, like these insurance companies, right? Always try to get out of, like, you pay them every month. Like, the whole business idea is really lame. They charge people for something they don't want to provide. You know, imagine, like, right? What kind of service is it where people pay you, and when it's time to collect some benefits, they try to find an excuse not to provide you those benefits? Basically, it's like fraud, you know, insurance fraud. From the side of the insurance companies, they're scum. But they have buddies in the government, right, who made it illegal to drive without insurance. So that's really a scam, right? Because you have to buy it, otherwise you'll get a ticket. If, you know, police stops you, okay, that's the first thing they ask. Can I have your registration and driver license and your insurance, please? And it's September, what day is it today? 20, 27, 26, 25, I think it's 25th, 24th. So end of September, but as you can see, I'm driving in a t-shirt. Yesterday in the afternoon it was like plus 30 Celsius, and today I think the highest will be around 3 p.m. will be like plus 28. Missed the guy again. I don't know, something is off with my aim this morning. Couldn't even hit the mirror. Like, what kind of a driver am I? So just taking it slow. Speed limit here is 50 clicks an hour. Traffic is crazy, but I'm paid by the hour, so no, wait, that guy is just parked. But I really don't like this lane, because this is a, you know, it's still a big truck. Now look at this guy. He's driving a bike and he has a little carriage where he would put a kid, but the carriage is empty. I guess he's just practicing. His wife is probably pregnant. So anyway, yeah, so now I'm delivering the stump grinder and the trencher. That should be fun. The stump grinder, it has a motor, but that one is only for the grinding. Like, it's not connected to the wheels, so that's why they call it push. push stump grinder. But the trencher, the motor does both. It activates that chain with teeth to dig a trench, and also it's connected to the wheel, so you can drive it backwards and forwards. It's a bit of a scary machine because it's very heavy and it wants to go where it wants to go. And there's no steering. To steer, it has one wheel on the front and two wheels on the back, and so to steer you have to lift the front wheel off the ground, and then basically you push your handlebars into the ground so the front goes up, and then you can turn it. So you have to muscle it left and right. So those are the news, basically. That's what's happening, and I still have that crazy idea of making another investment into 100% business vehicle. Because then accounting and taxes will be easier, because it's not combined personal business, which is a nightmare to deal with for income tax purposes. Okay, and it says here I'll be there at 10 to 9. Oh, perfect, because my delivery paper says we gave the guy delivery window is 7 to 9, and that's usually how they sort the, like, I have 3 deliveries, right? And I look at the timestamp, like, I mean delivery window, and the first one is like 7 to 9, the second one is 8 to 12, and the third one I think is like 9 to 11. So we always give them like 2 hours, but sometimes people complain because they want the machine like this, and of course we have previous arrangements where people, let's say today, they order a delivery for tomorrow, and then if somebody tomorrow wants it like this, like, we cannot do it. Like, we have 2 big trucks and we have 3 pickup trucks, but there's only like I'm kind of like one driver, right, and there's another guy, so there's 2 of us, and then sometimes the shop manager, like another young guy, he's also on the insurance policy. He can drive either this one or a pickup truck, but he's sick, so he's not in. But yeah, Monday was nuts, man. That's why they want us there at 6:45, because so that we can leave, like, quickly load something, do the inspection, and leave before people start coming in, because like 7 o'clock the gates open and it's a pandemonium, like yesterday. I couldn't load because I was sitting there in the truck doing the inspection, and then it was already 7, and now they take my spot because I cannot load where I park because there's a wall behind me, so I have to get out so I can drop the bed down, right? And there's already like a lineup, 5 or 6 vehicles, and then sometimes I have to if you're not fast, people will park right behind you because they don't understand how this truck works, right? So I need space in the back to put my bed, extend the bed and put it on the ground. And a couple of times I had to ask the guys in the back there, customers, and I said, excuse me sir, would you mind moving your vehicle please, because I need about, like, I don't know, 20 feet in the back so I can lower the deck. Wow, so now we're crossing crossing the river and we're entering downtown Chinatown. No swimmers in the water. Sometimes I see people fishing. They're standing up to like their waist or their thighs in the water, and they're doing some fly fishing. So that's it. That's 9th Avenue. So if you go this way, you end up in actual downtown, right in the center core. By the way, all these photography stores, like I'm dealing with 2, they all close here. So yesterday was man, like getting back after I bought that lens, the traffic was murder. And I thought, forget it, like I'm not doing any Ubering. Well, the good news is that I'm looking at the Google Maps. I'm 1.8 kilometers away from my destination, so I'm making a turn in 1.2 kilometers. So this is like usually the busiest part here. But this 14 Ave, it's a good alternative, you know. Like even though of course it has lights, but it can still be faster than the Deerfoot Trail, like going south, or you know. Sometimes I take this one going back north instead of taking the Deerfoot.